Analysis of Deadpool 2. Plot. Deadpool 2 continues the story of Marvel's most irreverent antihero. After the events of the first film, Wade Wilson, Deadpool, goes through a personal crisis that forces him to reflect on his life. He ends up crossing paths with a young mutant, Russell Collins, Firefist, who draws the attention of Cable, a time traveler who believes the boy will cause a dark future. To protect Russell, Deadpool forms his own team, the X-Force, blending comedy, action, and unexpected emotion. Tone and style. The film maintains the sharp humor, fourth wall breaks, and meta-commentary that made the first one a success. However, Deadpool 2 takes a step further by incorporating a more emotional side, exploring themes such as loss, purpose, and redemption. This creates an interesting balance between outrageous jokes and surprisingly heartfelt moments. Key characters: Wade Wilson / Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Still the heart of the movie, mixing humor, action, and emotional vulnerability. Cable, Josh Brolin. A complex antagonist, driven by pain and the desire to change the future. His presence adds dramatic weight and intense action sequences. Domino, Zazie Beetz. With her luck-based powers, she steals the show in several scenes, bringing charisma and freshness to the team. Russell Collins / Firefist, Julian Dennison, represents corrupted innocence and serves as the central moral conflict of the story. Strengths: a clever balance of comedy and drama. Creative and well-choreographed action sequences. Expands Deadpool's universe with fun, memorable new characters. Smart use of cultural references, inside jokes, and self-awareness of superhero clichés. Weaknesses: the constant barrage of jokes may tire some viewers. The plot, while fun, follows familiar tropes like time travel, moral dilemmas, and building a team. Some deaths and dramatic events are handled with so much humor that they lose their impact. Reception. The film was well received by both audiences and critics, cementing Deadpool as one of Marvel's most popular cinematic characters. Many agreed that Deadpool 2 was even funnier and bolder than the first film, while also managing to bring genuine emotion. Fun facts about Deadpool 2. 1. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Juggernaut. Not only did Ryan Reynolds star as Deadpool, but he also provided the voice and motion capture for Juggernaut, one of the film's surprise villains. 2. The James Bond-style opening. The opening credits parody the style of James Bond films, complete with dramatic music and mysterious text like, "Directed by one of the guys who killed John Wick's dog." 3. Brad Pitt's cameo. Brad Pitt makes a blink-and-you'll-miss-it cameo as Vanisher, a member of X-Force. His appearance was a last-minute addition and done mostly as a favor. 4. Hidden Marvel Easter eggs. The movie is filled with references to Marvel characters and other superhero films, including jokes about Wolverine, Professor X, and even the DC Universe. 5. Celine Dion soundtrack. The power ballad Ashes, performed by Celine Dion for the film, became a hit on its own. The movie video even features Deadpool dancing in high heels. 6. X-Force twist. One of the film's most shocking gags is how quickly the newly formed X-Force team gets wiped out in their first mission, subverting typical superhero tropes. 7. The time travel post-credit scenes. The hilarious post-credit sequences show Deadpool using Cable's time travel device to fix events, including saving Vanessa, killing Deadpool from X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and even shooting Ryan Reynolds before he accepts Green Lantern. Lessons from Deadpool 2. 1. Family is not just about blood. Throughout the film, Deadpool learns that family can be chosen, whether through friends, teammates, or people who unexpectedly come into our lives. 2. Redemption is possible. Characters like Russell and Cable show that even when mistakes are made or a dark path seems inevitable, there is always room for change and second chances. 3. Sacrifice gives life meaning. Deadpool's choices highlight that true heroism often comes from being willing to put others' needs above your own. 4. Don't judge others too quickly. At first, Russell appears to be just a troubled kid, and Cable looks like a cold villain. Over time, their complexities reveal that people often carry pain and reasons behind their actions. 5. Humor can be a coping mechanism. Despite tragic moments, Deadpool uses comedy and irreverence as a way to deal with suffering, showing that laughter can coexist with hardship. The film Deadpool 2 had a production budget of $110 million United States dollars and grossed approximately $324.6 million United States dollars in the United States and Canada, $461.3 million in other international territories, and a worldwide total of about $785.9 million United States dollars. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film Deadpool 2 has a tomatometer score of 83% from critics and an audience score of approximately 85%. Now, here's our opinion.
After the huge success of the first movie, I was really excited to watch Deadpool 2 and curious to see what this new adventure would bring. Many people say the first film had a more modest production, but I never really saw it that way. Even though the budget was considered small for a superhero movie, I felt it delivered a lot in terms of action, humor, and special effects. In the sequel, however, it is clear that the production was far more ambitious, with a bigger budget, more visual effects, more elaborate action sequences, and the introduction of several new characters. Among them, the one I was most curious about was Juggernaut, who was finally making a proper live-action debut. Of course, he had already appeared in X-Men The Last Stand 2006, but that version was very underwhelming, more like a generic caricature of the true Juggernaut from the comics. In Deadpool 2, however, we finally got to see him in his full imposing size, with his overwhelming strength and a much more faithful look compared to the source material. Personally, I was not disappointed at all. Some people complained about the CGI, saying it wasn't top quality, but I'm not too demanding when it comes to that. Overall, I think the film did a solid job of bringing Juggernaut to life. Another big surprise for me was Domino. Honestly, I was not expecting much from her at first. Her introduction comes during the hilarious scene where Deadpool interviews candidates to form the X-Force, and right away I thought her style was very cool, laid back and confident. But when Deadpool asked her what her superpower was, and she just replied, "Luck," I felt disappointed. My initial reaction was, how is that even a superpower? Nobody has luck as an ability. I thought she was going to be a throwaway character, just a joke. However, to my surprise, and I think to the audience's as well, the way her power was handled in the movie turned out to be brilliant. The sequences where we see everything working out in her favor were fun, creative, and above all, perfectly fitting for the chaotic and irreverent Deadpool universe. It was a risky choice, maybe even a bit forced, but it ended up delivering some of the most memorable and entertaining scenes of the film. And of course, Deadpool himself remains the heart of the story, full of jokes, pop culture references, and his trademark fourth wall breaks, this time even bolder and sharper than in the first movie. The irreverent tone was taken to another level without losing the balance between comedy and action. In the end, Deadpool 2 expands the character's universe, brings plenty of fun moments, and manages to surprise with both its heroes and its villains. For me, it was an incredibly entertaining experience full of humor, action, and creativity, further cementing Deadpool as one of the most charismatic anti-heroes in cinema. That's all for now. Session closed. If all goes well, see you in the next video. Until then.